How would you like to wake up to that view? Only 15 minutes from downtown Ensenada. Give Zeke Casas a call today.
Hey, good morning, my dear friends. It is Friday the 13th. You want to see a glorious sunrise here in Southern California? There it is for you. It is an absolutely beautiful morning. What a start to the day. Friday the 13th. And we've got a lot to talk about, including some excellent long-range fishing, but some weather that got in the way for sure. We're going to go to West Africa and check out one of our great Friedman Adventures family members who made a great catch and provided local families with lots of fish. Really wonderful work that he is doing. We'll go south of the border to Ensenada. We'll check out our local islands. We'll see what's going on with lobster hoop netting. We'll go up to the Channel Islands where our friend Daniel Hadaway and the Island Spirits out. The El Patron heading to Catalina Island and so much more. I'll be quiet for a moment. Let me set up. It's time for the morning briefing coming up next. Stay tuned, my friends. Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. I mean, it is a gorgeous day today. What a sunrise we have here this Friday, the 13th morning. It is absolutely beautiful. Not too cold and very little wind. We had a blow yesterday. We told you we were going to have that, but that's laid down. It looks like we're going to have a beautiful week and a great time to jump on the El Patron out of Long Beach Sport Fishing and head to Catalina, or on board the Island Spirit up there out of Ventura Sport Fishing. And man, do we have a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the long-range fishing that's been going on, giant yellowfin tuna, those big bluefin tuna, and what's going on down there in that 300-mile range. We'll check that out. Sounds like they had a little bit of weather down that way. Also, we'll go to Ensenada, check out what's going on there, check out the Channel Islands, Catalina Island, Tanner, Cortez Bank, and so much more. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh, is that good? So good. Chad, thanks again for the great cup. I really appreciate it, as I appreciate each and every one of you. Hit that like button. We deeply appreciate it when you do that. Share these videos with a friend and subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. Also, tick that little bell. You'll be notified, whoa, when there is new content. A rogue wave is about to wash me out to sea here this morning. Remember, you can follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And we appreciate all the follows and likes and everything else we've been getting over there. Hey, Saturday night in Monterey, California, Ghosts of the Pacific. Mike Rabe, he's put together a magnificent film. I saw the premiere and I thoroughly enjoyed it, as will you. Please go, if you're around the Monterey area, it's worth going to see Ghost of the Pacific. I know you're going to love that. All right, let's go south of the border down to the beautiful town of Ensenada, where they celebrated the festival of Our Lady of Guadalupe, Nuestra Señora de Guadalupe, yesterday. And man, I'll tell you, what a celebration it was. In terms of the fishing down there right now, gracing the cover. Buenos dias, Valentino. Hey, there goes Valentino right there. Hard-working, great guy, really wonderful person. In terms of the fishing down in that neck of the woods, you know, gracing the cover of this morning's morning briefing, let me get this a little straighter if I can. Gracing the cover of this morning's morning briefing are some of the anglers in Baja California, Mexico, near Ensenada, Punta Banda area, who go out on those rocks, Campo Siete and other areas, and they put the wood to the bonita and the yellowtail and so much more. I just love that. So there's quite a bit of that bonita wandering around. Sometimes you'll get some yellowtail inside the bay, also inside of Punta Banda, out there near Todos Santos and closer to home, and that's getting up and racing around from time to time. But water temps are cool down there right now. In fact, I think they're going to start catching salmon in Ensenada. It's so cool. Rockfish abound. It's been great for all the operators down there. Like It's For Real Sport Fishing. They've been doing really, really good. Lucky Sport Fishing with Captain Ihara. Also out there on Punta Banda, Black Finn Sport Fishing. They've been doing fantastic. Diego Puentes, all the guys down there in Ensenada are doing fantastic. Hope you can get down there and visit them soon. Rock fishing, really, really good right now. Long range fishing, gotta go to the Red Rooster 3 where Sharon was fishing with a kite. Check out her 200-pound bluefin tuna. Congratulations, Sharon. What an extraordinary catch by an extraordinary lady angler, and we send our very best to you. Down there in that 16-day range, let's call it that right now, those are the lower banks, way down the Hurricane Bank, Morgan Bank, banks like that, down past Cabo San Lucas, down in that neck of the woods. It's been a little sporadic on that big yellowfin tuna. Every once in a while you come up with one. The Royal Star had one that went 250 pounds the other day with some decent wahoo fishing, but we haven't seen huge numbers of those big fish here in the last 72 hours, even a little bit longer than that. Now, we also have that fish down at 300 miles, where the Polaris Supreme just finished up a 3-day trip, which was pretty darn good. They had a good bite on the yellowfin tuna in the 30 to 50 pound class. Once again, there's not a lot of time on a 3-day trip down there, so they didn't get in on the night bite. And they had a 4-day trip scheduled, which just got canceled. In fact, Gino Machino was going to be on that trip, and man, he was like, gosh darn it, I really wanted to go, but I understand canceling because of weather, because of the fact that they are trying to, the Polaris Supreme and everybody, keep us safe. And he deeply appreciated that. Hopefully that weather has come down now as the tide surges up here in Surfside. And keep your eyes open back there, because we've had all kinds of crazy stuff going on. Fish jumping out of the sea on previous broadcasts, as well as a great dolphin show from time to time. One of these days, somebody's going to see a gray whale on their southern migration down the Baja Peninsula back there behind me. So long range fishing, again, we've had some pretty good fishing down in that short area, short 300 miles. Royal Polaris got in on that and had great fishing, bluefin, yellowfin on their way down to the lower banks. They are on the banks this morning. We'll see how the RP does as they continue to head down the coast. All right, let's talk Tanner Cortez Bank out there in that neck of the woods. So from where I'm standing, you can see, no you can't, but out there shrouded in that haze is Catalina Island, about a 20-mile run from here, and then back to San Clemente Island, about 60 miles, and then a little bit further you'll find Tanner and Cortez Bank, about 80 miles from where I am standing. Out there we've seen a little bit of bluefin tuna, mostly 25 to 40 pound class, but not a lot. I mean, if you get 10, you've had an epic trip right now in December of 24 out there on Tanner and Cortez. But good yellowtail fishing. There's been quite a bit of yellowtail out there, and of course you can bank on some excellent rock fishing. That is always great. So really great rock fishing out there, and the weather up and a little breezy still, but coming down quickly. Going to be a nice weekend offshore. It looks like it's going to be really, really nice. Maybe a little wind Sunday afternoon in a couple of areas, but not bad at all. So we'll continue to watch that for you very, very closely. We take you down to the Coronado Islands, where there's been the occasional yellowtail, but really not much, mostly rockfish there. Clemente, I just mentioned, we're seeing good rock fishing out there for guys that hit it. There's a lot of squid around right now, and that does give us an opportunity at a sea bass or two. Catalina Island, same thing. Quite a bit of squid there right now. And so while guys are catching sheephead and whitefish, they're able to give it a check in terms of white sea bass and maybe a calico bass or two, maybe some good halibut fishing. All that is possible because of the presence of that squid. That's the magnet that sucks everything in there. So we'll continue to watch that for you very, very closely at Catalina Island. You can also get out in the deep water and catch some big cod, 16 to 24 ounce torpedo sinkers. The El Patron is going tomorrow and Sunday out of Long Beach Sport Fishing, and you owe it to yourself to jump on board. El Patron out of Long Beach Sport Fishing, www.longbeachsportfishing.org to get on the El Patron. I know you're going to love that. Up there in the Channel Islands, occasional sea bass and halibut, lots of rockfish. They had some wind here, so we'll see how that all plays out. Daniel Hadaway is taking off this morning on a deep water cod trip, weather permitting. We'll see how that is. It's a little breezy out there here this morning, but coming down. So hopefully he'll get out and do some great fishing out of Ventura Sport Fishing on board the Island Spirit. Daniel will be on the end of this report. I did a live interview with him yesterday. You're going to want to check it out. I'll tag it on to the morning briefing this morning so you can all check it out. Ventura Sport Fishing and the Island Spirit, 805-676-3474, or you can go to venturasportfishing.com. Tax problems? There's nobody better than the tax man, Tim Marquez. Give him a call this morning, and he'll give you a great night's sleep. Take care of all your tax problems, heating, and or air conditioning needs. None other than John Lopez at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning. And if that garage door is giving you a pain in the neck, then give our friend Joe Welker a call right now. Joe will take care of it all. He is your garage door man. All right, so stay tuned at the end of the report and check out what Daniel Hadaway had to say in that live interview from yesterday. Abdul Ryan is one heck of a Friedman Adventures family member. He fishes all over the world. You talk about great angling adventures. Abdul Ryan, I'll tell you, man, he's in Baja all the time. He's in other parts of the world. It's phenomenal. He's in West Africa right now, in the Gambia. Now, the Gambia is a small country. In fact, the smallest country in continental Africa. It's surrounded by Senegal, except the western part, which is where you're going to find Abdul, because that gives you access to the Atlantic Ocean. He was out and caught a 51-pound barracuda, a tremendous feat indeed. We love seeing that. Also, he had some live crabs that were available for bait, and they put the wood to the butterfish down there, or over there in West Africa, in that beautiful country of the Gambia. And also, and most admirably of all, he took the fish, he packaged it beautifully, he froze it, and then he went out and took care of local families there in the Gambia. Wow, that is the kind of guy we are proud to call a member of the Friedman Adventures family. Not only catching some great fish and having some wonderful times, but spreading love among the locals. Incidentally, that 51-pound barracuda caught on a Nomad DTX minnow. Really a great adventure there in the Gambia. We are loving that. Hey, it is Friday the 13th. Are you worried? Are you scared? Do you have trichodexophobia? Let's hope not. By the way, where did that all come from? The fear of Friday the 13th? Some people think it was because of the Last Supper. There were 13 people present at the Last Supper, and number 13 was Judas, who of course betrayed Jesus. And then there's also some roots that go back to the Middle Ages. There's some Norse mythology about a dinner party the gods were throwing, and some guy named Loki showed up, screwed the whole party up, and then the earth was cast into darkness for many millenniums. I don't know what the origin of it is, but this Friday the 13th couldn't get any nicer than it is right now. It is absolutely beautiful. All right, let's talk about what's going on half and three-quarter day wise up and down the coast. The native sun is going to be out today, and they're going to be out subsequent days out of 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro. Good variety of fish, some sheephead, some whitefish, occasional halibut, sculpin, rockfish. Man, they've really been catching great variety here during this wintertime. And that says it all, from Ensenada all the way up to the Channel Islands. Picking at the rockfish, sometimes really good sheephead and whitefish, and other times guys will go offshore and fish the deep water cod. And again, the weather this weekend looks like it's going to be really beautiful. So things are starting to lay down and get much nicer. And I'll tell you, some of these, it's still late fall, but we're almost into winter chronologically. Man, some of these days, like right now, it's actually starting to warm up. It's so nice. The days are so beautiful. It's absolutely a gorgeous time to be out fishing and partaking of that beautiful ocean we have for you all. All right, I mentioned lobster hoop netting. It's been pretty good at Catalina Island, and we're going to go check it out for you on Sunday. We'll be on the Amigo out of 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro with some really dear friends. Mark Paisano Jr., the captain. I love Mark. Jason Lawler, the galley cook. He'll be there with Mark Sonata, and we are going to go out and have some fun and catch some lobster and, of course, provide you with some great content Should be a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, and hopefully some langosta for each and every one of us who are going to be on board. I'll be keeping you up to date on that. That trip sponsored by the one and only Promar. Man, I'll tell you, Steve Oropez and the gang over at Promar, they provide you with such great tackle and so much more. PromarAhi.com. Put in FA at checkout, and they'll knock 10% off your bill. So we'll let you know how our lobster hoop netting trip goes. Some pretty good surf fishing. Don't forget Big Fish Bait and Tackle down on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. As we talk about the surf fishing bite, got to take a look down there around San Diego where there's been the occasional corvina, but more barred perch. Same thing around the oceanside San Clemente area, not island, and Huntington Beach down there around Dog Beach and down by the Huntington Beach Fair, more barred perch. A lot of small ones, but the occasional big ones. Caught a few barred perch here. This is a good surf fishing day, by the way. Throwing a Lucky Craft lure in this kind of surf as well as fishing a chrome crocodile, not a bad way to go. You can catch a variety of different fish by using those hard baits like that, and I'm talking about halibut, of course, but also bigger barred perch will bite on that really, really well. And then once in a while, you'll catch a big yellowfin croaker or something like that. But cooler water temperatures mean more barred perch. That's the kind of environment they really like. Up there around Long Beach, same kind of thing. We're seeing a few halibut up there, a lot of shorts, occasional legal, and up in the Santa Monica Bay, also some barred perch biting up there, Ventura County line, more of the same. Don't forget Big Fish Bait and Tackle. They are gonna pop out a really beautiful custom fishing, surf fishing rod for you every single month. All you have to do is catch the biggest fish. You go to Big Fish Bait and Tackle and buy that ruler that they have that you'll measure your prize catch on and upload your photo and or video to Instagram, and then you're in the running for some really great stuff. All right, my friends, what can I tell you? We're taking you all around the world. Monterey, that great film Ghost of the Pacific, showing tomorrow night. It's going to be a lot of fun. They're going to have a raffle question and answer period. Say hi to Mike for me. He's a great guy, and he's put together a masterful film for each and every one of you. West Africa, I love the report from Abdul Ryan. Of course, we're watching the long range situation and everything else. As always, it's a great and beautiful day here. Only one thing would make it better for me, and that is if I get to see you really, really soon. And I hope I get that opportunity. Take care. Thanks for all you do for Friedman Adventures. Coming up next, Daniel Hottaway, live yesterday. Check it out. He'll cover the Channel Islands in great detail for each and every one of you. Take care, my friends.
Go up to Ventura and talk to my dear friend Captain Daniel Hottaway. Daniel, it's been a while. How are you, my friend?
Doing well, Phil. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Happy holidays. How's your Christmas season going so far?
Yeah, happy holidays to you as well and all our listeners. Everything's good. No complaints. Happy to still be running some trips here and there, and looks like we got a couple Friedman Adventure trips over the next couple weeks. So excited for those.
Yeah, me too. Let's talk about those first of all. Then we'll talk about your open party
Mhm.
opportunities coming up, and then we're going to talk about gift certificates because it's the perfect Christmas present. First of all, December 20th and 27th. Can't wait, man.
Mhm.
We'll be up there shooting videos, just having a good time, and already hearing quite a few people that want to participate. Tell
Yeah.
us what the plans are for those trips.
Yeah, so those are going to be deep water cod trips. So weather permitting, we'd like to going to leave early, have a 6 a.m. departure. Like to make the run out to some good rock fishing grounds. If you guys have checked out our video from our previous Friedman Adventures charter, you'll kind of get to see what we'll be doing. But yeah, it's really, really good rock fishing. Try to load the bags up and do a little freezer filler trip before the end of the season here.
Dude, that trip was phenomenal. I mean, we had Boccaccio to 13.5 pounds. Everybody had great fishing. I know some of the slow pitch guys are
Yeah.
really excited about it. Travis is coming. Bob Gifford's coming. Dan
Oh,
Lightfoot just joined us this morning, said he can't wait until the
awesome.
27th. It's going to be good. What about tackle for those two trips? What do you recommend?
Yeah, so I'd recommend bringing 16 to 24 ounce sinkers. Double dropper loop rigs probably the way to go. I prefer like 3.0 or 4.0 circle hooks, but I know a lot of guys like to use the jig, and if that's how you want to fish, totally cool with using a jig. Just make sure it's heavy enough to get to the bottom in like 350 to 500 ish feet.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to be fishing that really deep water stuff. Of
Mhm.
course, it seems like the deeper you go, the bigger they get.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially out there, the quality is really really good. So jigs are totally fine, but you got to make sure that your jig has enough weight to kind of to get to the bottom.
Perfect. And that December 20th and 27th trip, no increase in the price. People book at the landing, right? VenturaSportFishing.com, or they can call 805-676-3474. Do I have that right?
Absolutely, yes. So we're keeping the same price as a regular half day trip, but if you guys want to join, you can book pretty easily on the website, it's VenturaSportFishing.com. And you got it on the money with the number too. It's 805-676-3474. You can call during the regular business hours, be from like 9 to 5 o'clock. Um, if you want to make your reservation in that time frame, super easy. You just call the landing, and Sal or whoever's in there will walk you through the booking process and get you a spot.
All right, perfect. Robert Graber joins us. He can't wait until next week. He's going to be on board, and he sends Christmas wishes to
Right
everyone.
on.
Let's talk about what's been going on in the Channel Islands because it's been pretty mild in terms of the winter. It hasn't been all that windy. It's been beautiful kind of days. It's a little cool
Yeah.
out, but fishing's been darn good, hasn't it?
Yeah, fishing's been really good, and like you said, our weather's been pretty mellow. I don't think we've had to cancel a trip yet. Knock on wood, we haven't had to cancel a trip yet. The last month or so for weather, it's pretty rare for this time of year. But yeah, we've enjoyed really really nice weather on 90% of the trips we've had lately, and yeah, fishing's been great. Seems like no matter where we go, the rock fishing's good. Got plenty of variety. Gonna catch a bunch of stuff you can keep, and it's been quite a bit of nice lingcod mixed in too. It's been fun.
Awesome. Doug Tilk, you know Doug. He says
Absolutely. Good
hello.
morning, Doug.
He can't wait for. In fact, he's got all his tackle ready to rock and roll. Doug, great to have you with us, as well as all of you who are joining us early here this morning. It's really, really good. Is there any opportunities, open party wise, for sea bass? Or I've seen a little bit of that going on. I know you guys have a lot of squid around. That might
Yeah.
bode well for the coming spring more so than now. But is
Yeah.
there any opportunities for that, say, this weekend when you run an open party?
Yeah, there's a chance. We have an open party deep water rockfish special tomorrow, so that's going to be a 7 a.m. departure. Same thing, focusing on that deep water rockfish. Believe we need 10 reservations to go. I think we have 9 or 10 right now. So, excuse me, we're about one reservation away from getting off the dock tomorrow morning, and I'm sure we'll do it. And then we have plenty of space open on Saturday and Sunday. And Saturday and Sunday we'll go to the island first, check, see if there's maybe some whitefish or something to catch, and then shoot out and get our caught after. But we'll take a look at that stuff on the weekend for sure. The Endeavor also has plenty of open party trips online from now up until the end of the year. They got a handful of open party trips, and um, I've been on some of those. Super easy to I shouldn't say super easy, but there's plenty of squid around. We've been making bait pretty much every day on the Endeavor, and there's been shots here and there at sea bass and halibut and stuff like that. So definitely a lot of that going on at the outer islands.
All right, good stuff. And just so, in case people are not aware, Daniel, the Endeavor, pretty hard ride to get on board. So here's an opportunity for people to
Yeah.
join Tucker or yourself, whoever's on the boat, and go fishing on the Endeavor because it's hard to get on board that.
Yeah, absolutely. That boat's chartered pretty much every day between mid-April through the end of October. So open party trips are pretty rare on there, but they've got a handful of them from, like I said, now to the end of the year. So fishing's really, really good at the moment. If you guys want to hop on the Endeavor too, there's plenty of opportunity to do so.
And let us not forget that on the Island Spirit on Sundays, kids fish free. I just
Oh
ran
yeah.
some. In fact, the thumbnail of this live update is of a couple of kids who had great success on your last Sunday trip with a nice ling and some reds and some bokashi, all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Really, really fantastic. Kids fish free this Sunday.
Yep. We'll do that every Sunday throughout the end of the year and continue doing that next year as well. But same thing applies. You get you can bring a child ages 12 or under for free with each paid adult ticket on all Sundays. So can't wait for this week's Kid Fish Free Sunday.
All right. And gift certificates are available if you're
Mhm.
thinking of somebody in your family who loves to fish. You can give them the gift of a fishing trip on board the Island Spirit out of Ventura. How do you go about doing that?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you have any relatives or friends that you think would like a fishing trip for Christmas, you can call our landing. It's 805-676-3474. You can ask about getting a gift certificate to get a fishing trip. So get a gift certificate for any amount. You can get anything from like $110 to cover a half day trip or up to $280 to cover a overnight. So you guys can just call the landing and inquire about getting a gift certificate as a gift.
Fantastic. All right. Deepwater cod tomorrow, Saturday. We've got an open party trip, kids fish
Yep.
free on Sunday. Man, it all sounds good, and it's great to see you, Daniel.
Great to see you too, Phil. Can't wait for our trip next week.
Yeah, me either. Hey, why don't you remind everybody one more time again how they can book up there with you on the Island Spirit out of Ventura Sport Fishing?
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Super easy to navigate the website. You guys can go to venturasportfishing.com, click on book now, and you'll see the list of boats pop up. You can click the Island Spirit, then you'll be able to scroll through our entire schedule, pick a day that works for you, and hit book now. It's super easy to book a spot online there. Just put in your information and your credit card. You'll get a confirmation email. If it's easier for you, you could also call the landing. It's 805-676-3474. Then one of our friendly office staff members will be more than happy to get you set up with a reservation there.
All right, fantastic. Calico Chris sends his best. So does Cue Ball. He says, good morning. And Daniel,
Morning,
happy
guys.
days. Really looking forward to seeing you on those trips, the 20th and 27th of December. Have a great one, Dan.
Absolutely.
Take care, my friend.
Take care, Phil. Have a good one.
All right, I'll see you
Bye.
soon.